I was just watching an interview with Dennis Kucinich from PBS from about the beginning of October, and in the comment thread, people were discussing how comparing Dennis Kucinich to Ron Paul, I guess because they're the most radical of their parties, but people were talking about. One person talks about how Dennis Kucinich believes in a larger government, and Ron Paul is a, let me read from his comment, a free market capitalist libertarian. Still quoting, that means cutbacks of spending and taxes. That means that healthcare, education, and the environment will all be taken care of by citizen groups. Now this made me think of, this whole thing made me think of two things. The first thing was putting things in the hands of citizen groups, the sort of libertarian idea of privatizing the government away, hits a wall very quickly based on two things: American apathy and American greed. Because we are a capitalist society, we are almost driven by greed, and it seems that a lot of the corporations that become in charge of healthcare or education would attempt to get as much money out of it as they possibly could, and cut back as much as they could in hiring and sort of make education once again a very elite thing, as it was back in the 1700s. Also, the American apathy, because the companies now don't care what they hurt or who they hurt, and if there was a company trying to orchestrate the environment, it probably would end up getting bought out by some sort of gas company or something like that, some big polluter company type thing, and become just sort of sock puppet. And so it seems like the whole privatization thing, while like a lot of things sounds good on paper, doesn't work in the system of our society. The second thing that this whole thing made me think of, which was comparing bigger government to more government control. Bigger government does not necessarily mean more government control. During the New Deal in the 30s, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he had a fairly big government policy, but not government. He wasn't trying to control people, he was just creating more things that were government funded and government supported. This has its issues, obviously, but it also has its upsides as well. More government control would be like the totalitarian, the next step up from where we are. I don't know if Ron Paul is for this. Just to make it clear, I'm not trying to state my opinion of Ron Paul's point of view, but this seems to be a direction that the Republican Party, based on Dick Cheney, and his constituents and whatnot, and his cabinet, including the president, obviously, the direction they would make the country go in. I don't know if anyone remembers 1984, but it could easily be called 2014, the way we're going right now. Yeah, so that's it. That's just little thoughts I had on those subjects. But yeah, alright, hope you enjoyed it.